Each time a man stands up for an ideal, or acts to improve the lot of others, or strikes out against injustice, he sends forth a tiny ripple of hope, and crossing each other from a million different centers of energy and daring, those ripples build a current which can sweep down the mightiest walls of oppression and resistance.
Good evening. Robert Kennedy's words speak to an abiding faith in the power of the individual, the power of one act to transform a life or countless lives, the power of an idea to change how people look at their world. We at the Mentor Network share that faith. It is the cornerstone of our mission, a mission we've been fulfilling with commitment, innovation, and skill for nearly 4 decades. For 15 of those years, we've celebrated remarkable individuals who exemplified the network's mission and spirit with the Ripple of Hope Award, named after Kennedy's most famous speech. Those of you who have been with us for some time might be a little surprised to learn that the actual name of the speech is not, quote, the Ripple of Hope. In 1966, Kennedy was invited to the University of Cape Town by the National Union of South African Students to deliver the, quote, the Day of Affirmation address. These students were struggling against the tyranny of apartheid. They were looking to Kennedy to affirm their core values of academic and human freedom. The Ripple of Hope line you just heard became its best known. Interestingly, the vice president of that student union who met Kennedy at the airport in Johannesburg was Margaret Marshall. She would later pursue her graduate studies in the United States and became the first woman Chief Justice of our own Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court. Marshall and her fellow students listened as Kennedy linked their struggle to the civil rights movement in the U.S. We must recognize the human equality of all our people. We must do it for the single and fundamental reason that it is the right thing to do. I read these words and I can't help but think about this award and this event as the network's own affirmation of human freedom, the freedom of all individuals, regardless of ability, to live equally within our communities. Human services in this country continues to evolve along with the broader quest for civil rights. And boy, there's much to celebrate. The arc of my own career and that of the Mentor Network are a testament to that. But work certainly remains. Change doesn't roll in on the wheels of inevitability, wrote Dr. King. It comes through continuous struggle. In 2019, affirmation still serves an important purpose. As some of you know, I began my career working in direct care nearly 40 years ago. Sometimes it's tough to admit that because it seems like it was yesterday. Community-based services were embraced in concept, if not in reality. People with intellectual and developmental disabilities who were previously living behind the walls of institutions were beginning to transition, actually, to homes in our communities. But the key thing is, they weren't of the community at that point. They weren't employed. They weren't in school. But they were still whispered about as those people, rarely seen in the neighborhoods at that time, but rumored to be living there. As some of you have heard, on my first day of my very first job in human services, I witnessed a coworker punch a person being served. So at that point, human rights and full inclusion were still languishing in the darkness, even if rays of light had started to appear on the horizon. Little did I know at that time, an organization called Mentor Clinical Care was founded. And then the stars aligned in 1996 when I joined what would soon be known as the Mentor Network as State Director of Massachusetts. I found a group of like-minded human services professionals who had big, big dreams. They had dreams of making community inclusion real and meaningful. They hungered to serve as many people as possible. No diagnosis was too complex, and no problem was too difficult. They had seen what I had seen, failure and suffering in institutions, nursing homes, and other large facilities that simply didn't live up to their promise. The Mentor Network was going to be different, though. I believe that then, and I believe that now. And it has been the case. But that's thanks to you. Every DSP, every clinician, every field manager, corporate staff, foster parents, mentors, each and every one of you here today, and those who have gone before you, adults and kids with disabilities and challenges have been brought out of the shadows. The light shines upon them. And we are certainly by no means perfect. But the people we support are very much today of the community. They're learning, they're working, they're worshiping, they're participating, and they are enjoying their wonderful lives. Watching these transformations over the past 23 years has been incredibly gratifying. It has opened my eyes and my heart to human possibility. And I have seen the network as it's grown along with the people we serve, from a caseload of almost exclusively children in foster care to more than 30,000 adults and children with a range of needs and settings that are too numerous to mention here tonight. Today, we are a national leader engaged in shaping the future of public policy for those we serve and those we don't. Yet. Because despite our size, we remain at our core that innovative, determined group of individuals driven by mission, striving to do more for more people. Tonight, we're fortunate to have a new CEO who shares our passion for this incredibly important work. William McKinney has come to this organization for some of the very same reasons that you and I came to it, to make a meaningful difference in the lives of others, to do this work incredibly well, and to do it with more and more people every single day. And one thing I know for certain is that now we have momentum on our side. Unlike when I started, community-based services are now recognized as providing the best quality of life for people with all sorts of abilities and challenges. Our task now is to steer the momentum in the right direction, keeping the needs of those we serve at the center of decision-making for all stakeholders. As I transition to the board of directors, I look forward to our upcoming 40th anniversary and even beyond that. I have great confidence and optimism that the Mentor Network will continue to find new and better ways to build relationships and enhance the lives of so many in communities across this country. Thank you, William, for sharing the devotion and desire that drew so many of us to this special organization as we begin its next chapter. And above all, I offer my heartfelt thanks to all of you here tonight and across the company for your hard work, your commitment, and your camaraderie over these last 24 years. It's been a privilege being a part of your lives. Thank you.
So let me first start by thanking you, Bruce, for the kind words. 40 years serving this community, 25 years as a leader at the Mentor Network. And while tonight is not about Bruce, I think I would like to ask for a round of applause for the leadership. So across 40 years, there is no question that Bruce has touched thousands of lives, not just at the Mentor Network, beyond in the way he thinks about service, the way he thinks about the community that we support. I know he's been an incredible leader to the team here. He's been an incredible advocate for the individuals that we serve. So I thank him for his leadership. I can tell you he has made this transition an incredible experience for me, and I appreciate it and look forward to his continued mentorship and support as he transitions from his day-to-day role to our board of directors. So, Bruce, thank you very much for everything. I've been here a little short of 2 months now. I think I'm starting week 7, and I have to tell you, I've seen a lot of parts of healthcare. This is an amazing company with an amazing story. And fortunately, I've had time, because of Bruce's continued leadership, to spend a lot of my first 7 weeks visiting programs and meeting the teams in those programs, the teams here in Boston. And throughout healthcare, you hear people talk about being mission-driven. There is no doubt at the Mentor Network that that truly, truly means something and is the core of what we do. So commitment that you have from me, the mission of this company will not change. I've seen a company that fulfills that mission, that believes in that mission. I've seen incredible leaders in Boston, in our programs out across the U.S., the caregivers that are doing this because they've got a passion for it. And many of whom we're recognizing tonight, but I think that represents a small piece of the thousands upon thousands of stories that you could collect from the communities that we support and the people that we serve. So it is an honor to be part of this company. It's an honor to be on stage with the same people that we'll be recognizing tonight, and the teams that will follow me. I'd like next to introduce our next speaker. I suspect that he needs no introduction, but I've actually known Brett Cohen for longer than you would expect. So we share some mutual connections, and we work together briefly in both of our prior roles. I'm excited to work with Brett. He is and has been a phenomenal leader for this company. He is a thoughtful leader, and I look forward to him as a partner in all of the opportunities that we have ahead of us. So I will welcome Brett up, but would also like to thank all of you for the incredibly warm welcome I've gotten in the programs, the warm welcome I've gotten over the last day and a half to the Mentor Network, and would like to thank you for everything you do day to day to honor the individuals that we serve. So thank you.
Thank you, William. Your energy, your ideas, and your commitments to those we serve promise to position us to make an even greater impact in the future. I and the entire company are truly looking forward to working with you. As Chief Operating Officer, I try to view change through the lens of our employees and how their experience impacts not just their job satisfaction, but also the quality and types of services we offer. William's arrival as the new Chief Executive Officer, along with our partnership of our talented leadership team and new members of their boards of directors, opens a promising chapter for all of our stakeholders, but especially for our workforce. Upgraded systems, from IT systems to HR systems to finance systems, will enable every level of the organization to commit more time, more effort, and more resources to what is mission critical, improving quality, building relationships, and enhancing the lives of the individuals we serve. Speaking of missions, this past July marked the 50th anniversary of man's walk on the moon. I was not born yet, so I can't say I personally remember that moment in 1969, but watching the footage of Neil Armstrong taking his first steps never gets old. NASA tapped the greatest minds in the government, as well as companies such as IBM and universities like MIT, right here in Massachusetts, and many other amazing organizations to apply their early computing models to space travel. Less appreciated are the many technologies that developed from the program's research and engineering: solar panels, heart monitors, even cordless power tools, just to name a few. So I realize that you and I are not involved in the space race. But I will tell you that we are in an even more important and more challenging industry that begs for the brightest minds, the strongest talents, and the most creative thinking. Our mission critical seeks to transform the lives of those we serve. They are among society's most vulnerable, yet the services they need are often fragmented and underfunded. So the Mentor Network relies on our mission, on our talents, and on our innovation to ensure quality and accessibility. Change is the law of life, said President John F. Kennedy, who first dreamt of sending Americans to the moon. Those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future. I assure you that we at the Mentor Network will not miss that future. That's what makes being part of this organization so rewarding and so inspiring. We are never satisfied with the status quo because we're always searching for new and better ways to serve more people. When I first joined the company, I traveled extensively to programs throughout the country. I think I was actually the first person from the Boston office ever to go to North Dakota. I was continuously struck by the selfless spirit of service at every level of the organization, from direct support professionals to life skills trainers to nurses, therapists, mentors, support staff, managers, and executives. Fast forward to now, almost 4 years later, and I better understand that this 30,000-strong workforce was feeding off the values and the virtues of its chief executive officer. Bruce Nardella, it is humbling and gratifying to be able to stand up here and thank you for your decades of dedication to the field of human services and for nearly 25 years of leadership here at the Mentor Network. Our workforce found inspiration and direction in your leadership and your example. Your unwavering commitment to the individuals we serve focused our attention on what is truly important. As we welcome the 2019 Ripple of Hope winners, I am sure we will all recognize strands of you, Bruce, in each of them: generosity, caring, steadfastness, and humanity. Just like Bruce, the people you're about to meet here tonight are worthy of our admiration and gratitude. Please welcome this year's Ripple of Hope honorees. As I state your name, please join me here and take your seat on the stage. Alice and Johnny Ramos from Pennsylvania Mentor. Liz Lazan from Neurorestorative Massachusetts. Kenneth Oates from Arizona Mentor. Diana Lozano from Mentor Adult Day Health in New Jersey. J.R. Moody from REM, Minnesota. Linda Rem from Rem, Iowa. Dr. Edwin Mickelson from the Quality Improvement Team. Lisa Martinez from Neurorestorative California. Lynn Leandro from Massachusetts Mentor. Acknowledging that we cannot do this work alone, we are honored to recognize someone from outside of the company who has also committed his career to furthering our mission and improving the lives of others. We are pleased that the Honorable Robert DeLeo, Speaker of the Massachusetts House of Representatives, has joined us tonight to be recognized among this distinguished group of Ripple of Hope Award winners. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members of our leadership team will present tonight's awards. I hope you've had a chance to meet them. Each of these talented leaders possesses incredible depth of skill, experience, and passion to serve others.